Hey, my name's Regalo. I'm a visual artist and poet from Canada working in East London. My artwork starts with a feeling, starts with an experience, starts with a moment that I translate into words usually, and also capture maybe colors or forms that might come from that. And that really is the base of where I start from. So my work is about taking a moment and translating that into, both words and abstract forms and colors, and making that a universal message that someone can feel something from or gain something from. Like if it's a question, I feel like poetry provides that answer. If there's a push, then there's a pull, and I like that type of that response, that call and response, that feeling like there's something that you're reaching for, and you've grasped it in a piece, and that type of interaction between a viewer and my work is important. My inspiration comes from kind of real life, and a lot of my work is nostalgic. It looks about going back. I came from being in music and before that being in extreme sports, and that was very important to me. So kind of going in life as you grow up and you have all these different aspirations and you have all these different moments, especially when you're younger, you're making big decisions. And I think a lot of my work reaches back to those moments, those kind of key influential decisions that are made, and the feeling you might get from them. And coming home, when you've had a great night with your friends and you're just walking home, and that feeling like anything is possible. It's like bottling that up and putting that into words and a feeling. And so when someone looks at my work, I want them to feel that nostalgia, that feeling of just anything is possible, really. The way I create my work is starting from often just writing. So I write a lot. Like I said, I used to do music, and so writing, the same way an artist might paint a background with a brush stroke, words and writing really is that brush stroke for me. Whether I'm creating a line or painting composition, it feels the same in terms of the feeling I get from it creatively. So it really starts with the words and the feeling, and then from there it's trying to figure out how I'm going to translate that feeling visually onto the canvas, or sometimes just poetry itself. I write a lot, and I'll do paste-ups on the street. I'll do some murals, and so however it manifests itself in the thing, it kind of starts from the inside, and then literally painting them. A lot of my words are painted by hand completely, so I'm just drawing on the canvas, and that's a very slow process, and it's very tedious, but at the same time there's a lot of meditation in there, and I think that's definitely an important part of the practice. In terms of what stokes me out and gets me going and gives me energy, I feel like a big part of what I do came from extreme sports and music. And so I've started skateboarding again since lockdown, and that was something I used to do when I was in my teens, and I've just taken off with it. That feeling of being scared, of pushing yourself, of doing something you've never done before is something that really drives me, and I think that translates into my work as well. I like to push it in terms of what can be visual art. Can just words on a canvas be considered fine art? It's not just a poster, it's not an advertisement. It's about the stroke, how I translate the feeling and the words into what you feel when you see the work as a viewer. And so the connection is really about experience. And when I say experience, I mean if you're on your board and you're doing something scary, you go through this mental battle that it starts out as I'm not sure I can do this, and there's a lot of doubt involved, and then you kind of do it a bunch, not not quite the thing, and then you come this breakthrough moment where something happens, something snaps, and all of a sudden it clicks, and all of a sudden you see the light, in a sense of you see the way that you could actually do this thing. And I think that's the same thing I get from art, resolving a piece, resolving words, being able to kind of take a puzzle. As an artist, you're constantly presented with a blank canvas, and it's about, what do I put on this canvas? What do I want to say? And how am I going to say it? When people see my work, I want them to feel a connection, because when I write, it's deeply personal. There is no specific time or place or person in my work. It's all universal. I feel like someone reading my words might be inspired, might think about a similar moment they've had in their life and understand it in maybe a different way. And I think, depends on what your day's going like, but like I've talked to people on the street while I was painting a mural one time, and she was so flustered about, whatever was going on with her day, dropping her kids off. And she said when she stopped and started reading the words, it kind of took her away from that for a brief second, and she kind of forgot about what was going on because she was interested. And then we had a little chat, and I felt the intensity from it, but I also felt the energy like turn into something quite calm by the end of our chat, which was really beautiful. And it was really great to feel that. So, touching people, and I think any artist, it's about connection. It's about having that connection with someone that can feel what you're trying to translate. And so that's what I hope people see when they see my work, is that connection, that that shared experience.